Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to start collecting Warhammer 40k, and today we're going to take a look at the Council of the Deathlord box set. Now, this is one of the many Battleforce box sets coming out this Christmas in 2022 that are going to be available from Games Workshop. Normally these box sets are a great way to get started with the army, and so that's why we're looking at them as a start collecting video. Now, this one is for the Death Guard faction for Warhammer 40k, and we'll go through the contents of the box set and talk a little bit about all the units inside the box set before looking at some other units we can use to expand upon this initial box set, and finally finishing off the video with a little sample army list of 1500 points for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Death Guard army in Warhammer 40k. And with that all said, first of all, the model we get to start off with is Mortarion himself. We get the Diamond Primarch of Nurgle. He is the big leader of the faction. He is a Lord of War option, being a Primarch. Now, he's got a variety of different rules. First of all, he's a Psychic. He knows 3 powers and can cast 3. He's got the ability to play around with the host rules that you're playing in your sub-faction. And then he's also got the Primarch of the Death Guard rule, where he can give core and character units the ability to reroll hit within 6 inches of him. And he can also give them reroll hit rolls of 1, so he can, in your command phase, he can select one to give reroll hits to entirely, and then everyone around him elsewise will get reroll ones to hit. He's always your warlord if your army is Battleforce. He's got a 4-up invulnerable save, and this is on top of 18 wounds and toughness 8 and a 3+ save. Now, he's also got Putrid Explosion, where when this model is destroyed, he actually does some damage, and then his Toxis Presence. The model counts the battle round number as being 4 for the purpose of determining contagion range for any contagion abilities he's using. Weapon-wise, he's armed with the Lantern, his specific pistol, strength 8, AP -3, damage 3, and each time an attack is made with a weapon, if it hits your score, you draw a straight line between the closest point, and everything in that straight line that gets hit is hit by the weapon. We then have Silence, which is his giant scythe. This can be either a ×2 strength, -4 AP, damage D3 +3 plague weapon, or he can go for the Reaping attack, which will, each time he makes an attack, make 3 hit rolls instead of 1 for a whopping 21 attacks at full bracket profile. Now, alongside Mortarion, we're going to get 14 Plague Marines. A bunch of these Plague Marine miniatures are easy to build kits, so there are limited options on how you can build these kits out. Though it is pretty easy once you follow the tool, you will get a lot of different options with the kit, and you can make most of the models quite unique out of all of these different Death Guard models. So, Plague Marines are pretty solid. 3-up save, toughness 5, and 2 wounds apiece. You have so many different weapons on them, from their Plague Belchers and their Blight launchers, which are specific Plague weapons, sort of special weapons. You have the Flail of Corruption and the Great Plague Cleaver, a bunch of just so many different options. And on top of that, you've got other good options like Melter Guns, Power Fists in there, and Frag and Crack Grenades and Bolters, all the standard sort of stuff you expect with Marines. Now, Plague Marines do have a couple of different rules. First of all, their sort of special rule is Vectors of Death, where a Plague Marine equipped with 2 melee weapons have an attack characteristic of 3, so you can give them 2 Plague Daggers and get, some bonus attacks in there with them. The last unit we have inside this box set is the Blightlord Terminators. These are sort of standardized Terminators for the Death Guard. I say standard in a loose sense. They're standard Death Guard Terminators. They're not the Death Shroud. But Blightlord Terminators, you've got 5 of them. They have a variety of different special weapons they can take, or rather heavy weapons. You can take 2 of them per every 5. You've got the Reaper Autocannon, or you can go with things like the Plague Spewer and the Blight Launcher, which are plague weapons, which are really fun. And you've also got the option for Bale Swords and Bubotic Axes, both of them being plague weapons. While the Bale Sword has a higher AP of -3, it is only +1 strength, while the Bubotic Axe is +2 strength. Ability-wise, you've got a 4-up invulnerable save thanks to the Disease Terminator armor, and you've got the generic rules you're going to find with all your other Death Guard units on them as well. And so then we have some places to look next. Now, I really like the Lord of Virulence. I think he's going to work well with your Blightlord Terminators. First of all, he's in Terminator army himself, so he's got a 4-up invulnerable save. He's got the Lord of the Death Guard aura, where when a friendly Plague Company core unit is within 6 inches of him, they can reroll hit rolls of 1. This is just going to put out another cool reroll hit roll of 1 benefit for your army. So him and Mortarion can be in different places with different units for your army, providing the same buff, but in more places across the battlefield. His Master Destruction aura as well, while the friendly Plague core unit is within 6 inches of this model. Each time a model with that weapon makes a ranged attack with a Plague weapon, the unmodified wound roll of a 6, you improve the armor penetration by 1. He's got his twin Plague Spear, which is a heavy 2d6 weapon. Plague weapon, as you might have guessed by its name, strength 5, minus 1 AP, damage 1, and it automatically hits. Now, alongside him, we're looking for something to maybe boost up the power of our Plague Marines, and I like the Bioglus Putrefier. He's got a couple of different rules. First of all, his Blight Racks, while any unit equipped with Blight Grenades can get an armor penetration characteristic of -1 and a damage of 2, which is pretty cool. And then his Putrid Explosion, he'll do some damage when he explodes, and Foul Infusion once per turn. At the start of either your charge phase or fight phase, you can select one Plague Company core unit within 6 inch. Until the start of your next command phase, each time the model in the unit makes a melee attack with a Plague weapon, a modified 6 of a hit wound roll will make a mortal wound in addition to other damage. Each unit can only be selected by this ability once per turn, however. So he's a really nice piece to sort of add. He's got his own little injector pistol, which is a strength 4, minus 1 AP, damage 1 pistol with a 3-inch range. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, it's successful against infantry, cavalry, or beasts. If the attack successfully wounds, it inflicts D3 mortal wounds in addition to any other damage, as it's sort of like, rotting them from the inside out. Now, another thing to look into is Chaos Rhinos. These are definitely going to be useful for our Plague Marines who are a little bit slow. This is going to help them just get around the table. They're good, solid troop transports. Last of all, we have the Plague Burst Crawler. This is a Death Guard specific tank. It's got its Entropy Cannon or the Plague Burst Mortars, and it can have a variety of different big guns on it. So the Plague Burst Mortar Indirect Fire Blast Plague Weapon is really nice. It's strength 8, minus 2 AP, damage 2, with heavy d6, and you've got some other sort of secondary weapons. It's got a 5-up invulnerable save as well, thanks to being a demonic vehicle. And so here we have our sample army list for you. We have 2 separate detachments in this. We've got, first of all, our patrol detachment in the army, and then we've also got a Lord of War Supreme Command detachment, which is obviously going to include Mortarion. Now, we've got in our Plague Company the basic patrol detachment. We've got the Lord of Virulence, which is going to have his twin Plague Spear, and we've also gone Virulent Fever for his special little plague. This is just going to allow him to do some extra damage with that twin Plague Spear. Then we've got 2 units of 7 Plague Marines. So we've got a variety of different weapons based on pretty much what you can get in the kit, so we've tried to sort of spread them out. 1 more shooting, 1 more combat based out of the 2. And then we also have in Elites a Bioglus Putrefier. And then we've got the Blightlord Terminators. We've got the Acidic Malady on the Blightlord Champion there. With Combi Flamer. We've got Flail of Corruption, a Bubotic Axe in there. And then we've got the Blight Launcher and the Plague Spear as the heavy weapons in the Terminator squad there. Heavy support, we've got a Plague Burst Crawler with the Entropy Cannon, Heavy Slugger, and Plague Burst Mortar. And then 2 Chaos Rhinos, both with Havoc Launchers, which I really like as a nice 5-point upgrade for your Rhinos. And one of them we had 5 points spare, so he's got a Combi Bolter. We then, in our other detachment, as mentioned, have the Demon Primarch himself, Mortarion. He's got 3 separate psychic powers for Revoltingly Resilient, Gifted Contagion, and Living Plague, Plague Wind. This is going to give him, some nice sort of damage dealing ability, but also some debuff ability as well. If you've got any thoughts or ideas on how to run this box set at this level, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop us a comment down below letting us know what you thought about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here, you can do so over on the Sinful Gaming Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so either by joining Patreon or YouTube members, or grabbing some merch from our Teespring or Ko-fi stores, all of which are linked down in the video's description. Anyone who helps support the channel, we are greatly appreciative of. For our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out for everyone who does support the channel. So thank you to our Patreon members: Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Love, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Redman, and DeHaven, Kevin Bowman, Iron Grinch, and our YouTube members: Greenridge Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lockdoric, the Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, and James South. Lastly, a special shout out to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Thank you so much for all the work you put in on that end. With that said, everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.